I believe we are. Alright, let's go ahead then. Let's get our game loaded. I'll bring the chat up so that folks can see it if they want to. And I'm hoping you can all hear me okay. Hello Cooper, William and Alma. Welcome to the stream amongst everybody else that's joined us as well. So I've got an auto-save on the Sky Ferry deck because I was messing around collecting Sight and Grat earlier for the purposes of a video. But I haven't brought that into my main game because I'm trying not to, unless it can't be avoided. Hello Hugo, beg your pardon, welcome. I'm doing good, thanks mate, how are you? So we did a stream earlier on. And we got a couple of hunts out of the way. And we got a couple of nice new items. In particular, the cat ear hood accessory. And the bubble spell. We've now lost the little kid. But we've gained the bubble spell to replace him. Hiya, Joel. Joel, welcome to the stream. So without any further ado, I guess we're going to get started here. And I'm just thinking about whether we should... Oh, look at that, a nice uniform level 26 right down the board. I didn't actually plan that, but looks pretty good. I'm not sure whether we should have a look, see what hunts we can do, or whether we should just carry on with the story, but I'm thinking the latter right now. We have done a good number of hunts, actually. The couple that are left here, probably just a nance too tricky for us at this particular moment. Although the Chocobo one is quite close, but this one's a real pain. I guess we can speak to Gertie and then take things from there. So once again, I'm streaming live on YouTube and Twitch this evening. We don't normally get many viewers on Twitch, but we do get one or two. So let's make them feel welcome if they do join us. We can see the chats on the screen for both YouTube and Twitch together due to the magic of technology. So Trickster is one of my least favourite hunts because the Chocobo runs all over the place and does a whole bunch of nasty stuff. Ah, we got a follower on Twitch, thank you for that. Twitch is wanting me to get, on average, 3 viewers per stream for 30 days, and I'll upgrade my account. I'm not sure what the benefits of that really are. I haven't looked into it, but I'm sure we'll find out. Hello, Peritin. Welcome, buddy. And we've just literally started off the stream tonight for those just joining us. We did do a stream earlier today and got a couple of hunts out of the way. Today, or this evening I should say, the plan is, at least initially, we're going to make our way down south towards the Stilshrine in order to carry on with the story and make our way through the next dungeon. But there's also a hunt we've got which we could potentially do, but I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit too challenging, and that's the Trickster Chocobo hunt. It's not an easy one, even on the best of days, and I haven't really prepped my party. So, I'm saying right now that I'm thinking we're probably going to leave that one for the time being. Okay, maybe we'll run into it. Hey, it doesn't normally spawn right on top of me when I enter this area. So this guy is a real nuisance, I find. And we need to dispel it and all sorts. So I'm just going to avoid it for now. So let's just run through this zone. The plan right now is just to ignore that guy. We'll come back to it later. We do need to prepare our team in order to take it on, though. And I think we've come the wrong way. Let me just check our map here. Okay, so we need to go back to where the trickster is, up and around, and then down south, and on our way to the dungeon. Yeah, it's just annoying, isn't it, Elmer, that trickster guy? Trickster Chocobo. He certainly lives up to his name. So for now, we're just going to run through the area and come back to it later. The reason I've come back into this area, for those wondering, is solely because we came the wrong way in order to get to the Stilshrine by exiting out the other way, the other exit. Oh, we get a lovely save crystal just to top up our health. And our uniform 26 levels has now been ruined. But that's okay. I'm just going to check somebody's got the embroidered tippet. Yes, Balthea. I'm generally trying to keep all my party's levels around the same, because I do like to swap them in and out of battle. Sometimes if a character dies, it's easy just to bring someone else in rather than trying to get other characters to bring it back to life. So let's just slow things down to try and avoid some of these traps. I could technically actually get float at this point in the game. We can actually make our way right up to Balfenheim Port. A lot of people don't realise this, but even way before the story takes you there, you can actually get to Balfenheim Port. And the good thing about that is you can go and have a go at looting a lot of the good treasures along the way to get there, such as through the Fonko, Sarobi Step, etc, etc. Now the downside is you can't do a lot in Balfenheim Port because the main area is going to be blocked off to you, but you can actually get there with the help of a Chocobo. And that's something I did do on my weak mode playthrough. Ah, and a few people have gone and logged on to Twitch, which is nice to see. But either way, I'm not going to worry too much about getting there now. I just wanted to point that info out to you. Just make sure there's no rare mobs sneaking up on us, because you do get a few around this area. But at least for one of them, you have to be on the hunt club in order to get it to spawn. Which, of course, we're not yet. Right then, here we are. Let's just slow things down a touch. There are a few treasures around here, so we'll grab those as well before we actually make our way further into the dungeon itself. By the way, if somebody is on Twitch, I'm just going to check actually that Twitch chat is working, because occasionally it's a little bit on the buggy side. So, sorry, I've just had to pause the game a moment, but this shouldn't take long. Just going to check that it is actually connected, as I hope it would be. I'm using a piece of software called Restream. Restream.io is the website, and what this is allowing is me to stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And it says it's working. So, yeah, hopefully it is. I've not actually gone onto Twitch myself, so I can't see. Oh, yes, hello. I can see the message now. It is working. That's good. Having only 1 or 2 viewers at a time does make things a little bit trickier to test with. But that's the whole point of this restream, is you can start building up your audience on another streaming service without only having to stream to it, if that makes sense. Okay, the game seems bugged. It was stuck in fleeing mode. Oh, it's gone now. That's better. Yeah, thanks for that. I can see the chat. Appreciate that test. I know it's working now. That's wonderful. The first time I used that software, you see, that Restream software, Twitch chat wasn't connecting. But now at least it does seem that it is. There's nothing down these steps, I'm sure of that. So we'll leave it. But the good thing is we can have both chats in on the screen at the same time. Right, there's the battle harness, and then there's one more item, but I think that's in the next area. I don't really mind, to be honest, Holy. I don't really mind playing on PC or PS4. In terms of the game itself, the PC version is probably the better version of... Well, I'm talking about Final Fantasy 12, of course. It's probably the better version. But in terms of actually playing, as in what system I prefer playing on, I really don't mind, and that's the truth. If I'm just relaxing, I guess I'll prefer the PS4 because I can just sit back, put my feet up on the couch, on the settee. Whereas on the PC, I do have to sit at the desk. But most of my gaming time is taken up with recording for YouTube anyway, so that doesn't really make much difference. I'm generally sitting up at a desk anyway. Okay, so here we are. Let's head on inside, I guess. Say hello to the Tues. And we're going to need the Dawn Shard equipped as well before we go any further, but let's get through the cutscene. I'm tempted to bring Barsh in for a bit now, since Balthier's been tanking for a short while. I don't know if it's my favourite Final Fantasy game. I'm having a lot of fun with it at the moment, though. I'm not sure how many times I've actually beaten it. That's a good question. I think I've lost count, actually. Quite a few times, though. A few times on PS2, and then at least twice on the PS4, and I'll probably say about 5 times in total. If I complete it on this playthrough, then 6, maybe 5 or 6. Right, we'll get rid of. Let's get rid of Fran. Bring Penelo in for a little bit. I'm going to keep Varn because he's got the burning bow, which is a nice weapon in general, due to the fact it does a massive amount of damage, actually. Okay, so we'll just change some of these buffs here to Bash. Turn that off for now. Don't want to be spamming that. And we have got Bubble, haven't we, at this point? Let me just check. I'm pretty sure we have got it. Yeah. And we can give it to Varn, Penelo, or Fran. So Varn or Penelo will do nicely, I would think. In fact, I might have already learned it, but I will just check. Okay, so Varn has it. And does Penelo. Larsa was using Bubble before we got rid of him. Now that we have got rid of him, we need to actually set it up as a Gambit amongst our own team. I'm just going to learn a couple more Gambit slots if I can with Varn, as he's just running a little low on them at the moment. May as well just go for them all here. Brilliant. Yeah, I did some research and I've gone for a few different choices than what I had on my PS4 playthrough. But from what I've read, and I don't think you can really know this for sure, quite frankly, just due to the fact of the big multitude of combinations. But apparently, what I've chosen is actually the best combinations you can go for in terms of, you know, just raw power for your party. while actually still selecting all of the job classes, so without duplicating any. I should put that on as well, that bit of info. I do personally like to try and go for all of the combinations, as in, like, you know, all of the jobs, rather. We'll move that there. We'll keep Protect on Bash, I think. And we'll keep Bubble on Bash. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. There we go. Nearly done here, guys. And then we'll carry on. And I am just going to set Varn up with Bubble as well, just to take some of the strain away from Penelo. So Bash is a pretty decent tank. He's doing a good job at the old tanking. Just see if Bash has got, Varn's got anything else that he can cast here that would be somewhat useful. He's got Cure and Curagar. Yeah, and he's got Protect. So I'm going to give him this as well. Then both him and Penelo can share the full buffing potential on Bash. And we'll save some of our high potions. Let's go for Curagar. Just like that. And we'll go for Curagar as well with Penelo. So self MP, less than 10% charge. Yep. And we'll set the same one up on Varn. This is the final thing I'm doing now, guys. Then we'll be getting on with the game. There we go. I'm just going to very, very briefly actually just check my gambits are okay in terms of who we're damaging. Yep, that's fine. We'll change this one to party leader. And she's already on party leader. Okay then. Ah, sorry, I was going to check very quickly some of the accessories. For example, we're just going to waste having embroidered tippet on Balthea there. So we'll give that to Penelo. And he can have a golden amulet. Okay, I think we're good to go then. So the main gouge is a fantastic tanking weapon, actually. Just checking one thing. Okay, and I'm back. Since I've made a few changes... Oh, we need to equip the Dawn Shard as well. I must remember that before we actually go any further. I'm just going to go and save, though, before we do anything. I know what you mean, Alma. Yeah, that's what I generally do. The only time I didn't do that was on my weak mode playthrough, due to just how important machinists are when all your characters are at low level. Having a 1-2-2-3-3-3 playthrough, you need multiple gun users. So you're kind of shoehorned into picking at least 2 machinists there, and a couple of black mages as well. But other than that, yeah, I do try and pick my combinations with at least one of each job role. Hiya, Kaki. Hopefully I got your name right. I'm absolutely terrible at pronouncing some of the names that pop up in chat. But welcome to you anyway. So we're going to head over to the pedestal. And must equip the Dawn Shard. I keep telling myself that. Best, probably still will forget. Nah, I'm not going to. It's right here. If you don't equip the Dawn Shard, I'm pretty sure you get a bunch of mobs to fight. And you still have to equip it after. So. Right, so we get teleported now. And first of all, we have to take out the foe we're forced into battle with. I can't imagine him Peritine. I cannot imagine Steiner being Del Boy. Steiner protecting the princess with a Cockney accent. I just don't know if it would work. But I'll get rid of the Dawn Shard for now. What did he have? What did I give? Oh, the cat ear hood, yeah. Just for the extra gil that we're getting from it. Hiya, Mr. Reflex. Do I plan on playing Final Fantasy 15? Yeah, I've already got it pre-purchased. Can anybody see, like, 2 lines at the top of the screen? Oh, that's the map, isn't it? Oh, how strange. That's the map, yeah. It was like, what the heck is that? I thought it was a bug for a second, but no, it's just the map. Unexplored. Yeah, I'm definitely planning on playing Final Fantasy 15 when it comes out on PC. I'll be doing some live streams initially with it, so people can get a good idea as to what the game is like on PC. I'm sure many of you here are already familiar with the game itself anyway. But the live streams are good just because I get to chat to you guys. I just have a lot of fun. I have just as much fun live streaming as I do playing the games that we're playing as we live stream. So Bash is tanking nicely here. And the reason I'm fighting these is just to really test out his tanking skills here. So he's got the main Gauche and a Dragon Shield. Both are very nice tanking items at this stage in the game. Down they go. I don't think there's any chests in this particular area, actually. Except this one on the trap here. And I haven't got float to avoid this easily. But a couple of easy steps and we can do it. I'm not sure if I'm going to fight Negelnir, the rare guy, at this particular stage. He's the one where you have to wait a certain amount of time, isn't he? Hiya, Cloudry. Welcome, mate. Good to see you tonight. But I will probably fight him at some point to answer your question. Hiya, Johan. I've got to be honest with you. I haven't. I'm sorry. I've just... To be honest, it has, you know, just slipped my mind. But I will do it. I'm going to take a photo of that chat, actually, right now on my phone. And then I'll remember to do it when I see my pictures later. Because I do want to look at those games. I kept meaning to after you mentioned it to me. But I wasn't at a computer every time I remember to do so. And we have got Secret of Mana coming out as well on Thursday, guys. So I'll be live streaming that as well. Hopefully it's going to be quite appropriate for the channel, since it is supposed to be a Final Fantasy game in all but name. Although I have not played the original version of it. It's a SNES game. But I am looking forward to the remastered version, having seen quite a few videos on the internet for it. Okay, Cloudry. Yeah, I will check it out. I know, Johan, that I said I would. And hopefully this time I'll remember. I keep thinking I played Legend of Mana, but no, what I played was a game on the PS1 called Legend of Legaia. No, I haven't played Legend of Mana. Just check around here for some extra enemies and stuff. I know it's supposed to be a classic though, isn't it, Legend of Mana? Just check some of these other enemies here and then we'll go ahead. I think we've got them all. And use the pedestal. Yeah, I've got Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy 15, and Ni no Kuni 2 all around the corner in terms of Japanese role-playing games that I'm probably going to be playing. 2 of which are going to be big AAA titles, one of which is obviously going to be brand new. Final Fantasy 15 is a re-release. Yeah, they could probably do with re-releasing that game maybe on the PS4, couldn't they? Like they've released the Star Ocean Last Hope game recently. Okay, right, we're going for the Dawn Shard. Hello, Antonio. Welcome to tonight's stream. We're just making our way here through the Stilshrine of Miriam. Oh, got a text message. Bear with me. Okay. Right, so with the Dawn Shard equipped, we're going to go ahead and access the pedestal once more. Okay. Cloudy, actually, I've just put a video out today, guys. Thanks to a couple of folks on the live stream chat earlier, just pointing me in the right direction, about how you can get the best bow sight and grass on the PC version of Final Fantasy 12, and it does require the use of a third-party software. But as far as we know, at least as far as I know, that is the only way to force the game to give it to you without relying on the very, very, very low drop chance. But you can also use that little trick that I show in the video with using that software cheat engine to get all the other invisible weapons as well. Along with all the other chests, I believe. Although I haven't tested those myself. I did use that, didn't I? Yeah, I was chatting at the same time. Was Legend of Mana a PC game or a PS2 game originally then? Because I thought it was a PS1 game, I meant not PC. Because I thought it was a PS1 game. So now we need to go back into the room where the dragons were. And the staircases have dropped down for us, as we saw in that cutscene. Yeah, cheat engine, and then there's a table you can download as well, because somebody's already done the hard work for us. I can't take credit for it, it wasn't me. Would I consider playing Dark Souls Remastered or Bloodborne? Yeah, absolutely. I've heard those games give you nightmares based on the difficulty. But yeah, I'd absolutely consider it. It's just finding the time for it, really. Oops. The thing with the first demon wall, Mr. Reflex, you can come back to it at any point if you want to. So you don't have to do it when you first encounter it. But a good way of killing it quite quickly is if you farm for, I think it's the Arcturus gun. If you have a machinist, farm for the Arcturus. You can even get multiple of them if you have multiple machinists. And you can get it before the Tomb of Wraithwall, that weapon. And it hits for about 2,500 points of damage with every shot. It's very, very powerful gun. And you can get it quite early, which is nice. But it does require a bit of farming. But it's the way I did it on my weak mode playthrough. And even though all my characters were low level, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 3, I managed to beat the first demon wall using that weapon. I don't know why I came back up here then. Yeah, that's why I get confused actually with that game, Legend of Mana. Because I played the PS1 game, but it was called Legend of Legaia. I don't know if any of you guys played that, Legend of Legaia. It was a fun little role-playing game, actually. But I keep thinking of Legend of Mana. Well, I keep thinking of that game, I should say, when people mention Legend of Mana, but I never played that. Maybe they were similar. Maybe they were completely different. I don't know. Right, so we've got the crystal bug here, which is a fairly easy enemy, actually. Oh, thanks. Got a message on Twitch from a new viewer. Appreciate that. Feedback. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll go ahead and save our game at this point. So, we could get the rare mob to spawn, but it takes a bit of effort. So, I shan't bother for now. We do have to wait a portion of time as well. Hey, Super Meat Boy. Oh, Super Meat Boy, that was a fun game. Many hours of frustration, but I think I actually completed it in the end. Well, I completed the main part of it anyway. There was some extra world that unlocked at the end, which was so challenging that I didn't stand a chance at it, really. No, Mr. Reflex. In the Zodiac Age, you can actually just start weak mode as a new game minus option when you're at the main menu. If you're on PS4, you have to unlock it first. On PC, it's unlocked immediately, and then no enemy in the game will give you experience. You don't have to equip any accessories or anything like that. So your characters will just remain at their starting levels. Oh, hi, Simus. Welcome back. Oh, I know, yeah, YouTube can be a bit of a nuisance, can't it, at times? Yes, it does. You've got 4 times speed, which the PS4 has, and 2 times speed. As a matter of fact, it even has an extra cheat that the PS4 version doesn't have, which is you can maximise your license points or your gil, or both, literally at the click of a button. So that's an option that PS4 doesn't have, but this is a permanent choice, so just be careful that you do want to go ahead and do this. I haven't done so. But once you've saved, after you've done that, then you can't take it back again. Right, so there's another secret area around here. Which we'll make our way towards. Although, I think it's quite hard, but we'll kill this guy first. Oh, teleports up the other end, doesn't he? Stay still, will you? Okay. Oh, don't think we... Oh, there's the secret area. It's just not on the map. The duck icon. Okay, so the duck icon is decoy. So decoy is where you cast lure, and it basically keeps the aggro of the enemies onto that character. So Bash is my tank. Hence the reason I've given him decoy. And he should hopefully keep the attention of the enemies as we fight. That's the working theory anyway. One thing I do want to do, I do generally like to do this, but I haven't got it set up for some reason, is just have ally health less than 90% cure. And the reason why is that if we're not fighting anything then, Penella will just keep our party members nicely topped up on health. But she won't cast this in battle while there's enemies still around. There we go. Welcome to our Twitch viewers, by the way, if you've come on since I last spoke to you. Twitch is still something that I'm new with, so it's kind of a secondary stream at the moment for Twitch. I'm still mainly streaming on YouTube. So this is a secret area that we're in at the moment. Yeah, the thing with is, Antonio, on the PS4, you did have to unlock weak mode, and it was quite challenging as well because you had to actually defeat the judges on trial mode stage 100, which was no easy feat. Oh, I forgot about that trap. And the strong mode, you had to complete the story as well. Right, let's try and get some people healed up, shall we, from this gambit action. Sorry, from this negative status effect action. Have we got confused, berserk, and all kinds of nasty stuff at the moment? Then we'll bring Ash in. I'm going to cast this on Penello. That way she can start Asunering people. Oh, hang on, no. Barker's Wine isn't what we want. I'm getting confused here because that actually gives you Berserk, doesn't it? Let's just go for Remedy. In fact, I won't even set it up as a Gambit for now. Item, Remedy. Penello can cast her sooner. Okay, she's still got Berserk on. Oh well, we're doing quite good with Berserk actually because we do more damage. And Ash seems to be curing. Let's just change her Gambit of Cure though. Cure's a little bit on the weak side, but we'll keep it for now because I don't think High Potion's any better. I've wondered the same thing a few times actually, Alma, about the cheats. How they work and why they work the way they do over the different versions. It seems strange, for instance, that Square would invest resources... Oh, for flip's sake. It seems strange how Square would invest resources into the PC version, disabling the RNG and what have you. Even though you can easily set it up again so that you can get those weapons using Cheat Engine. Hey, we got our Shell Shield. The problem with Shell Shield, as well, is that it gives you Shell, and you might think, oh, that's nice. Look, you get equipped Shell, oh, that's nice. You know, you take half magic damage, or whatever the case may be. But it's actually problematic. And the reason why it's problematic is because, for some stupid reason, Square, in their wisdom when they developed this game, decided that Shell will also halve the chances of positive status effects affecting your characters. So if you have Shell equipped on your tank, you're going to have to keep spamming abilities like Decoy and Protect in order to actually get them to hit, which is really, really annoying. It's not really a fun thing, in my opinion. It's just annoying. It shouldn't really be there in the game. But it is, so you're not actually really encouraged to use items like Shell Shield. Quite frankly. So let me check something here. Okay, so we need to dispel to get rid of Berserk, which is fine. Let's get rid of Balthea. And if we bring Penello back to life, then she can just go ahead. Hopefully Ash will survive. If not, we'll sort her out. Don't worry. And she's got a Suna. Fantastic. And now we can go ahead as well and dispel. Yes, we'll remove his protect, probably. But, oh no, we didn't. That was useful. I'll just get Ash nicely healed, and then we'll swap her out again. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, actually, Kyle, the way it does that. So just bear that in mind, guys, if you are using Shell. Protect is fine to use, obviously, because all of those positive status effects are classed as magic. So you should always have Protect upon your tank, really. But just watch out with Shell, because you will struggle, especially later on when you're casting things like Bubble and Reverse, or whatever it is, depending on the tactics you're using. So, I'm guessing Penello's finished healing now. Well, she's finished healing Ash, so we'll get her out and bring Varn back in. We could actually keep his Berserk on. No, he does buff as well, so we'll take it off. Berserk also increases your damage, you see. But obviously the character can't do anything except attack. So we'll get rid of it. Yeah, Cheat Engine pretty much does everything that you need it to, doesn't it, Elmer? I was having a look at some of the options on that table that we downloaded, or that I downloaded earlier. It's got a lot of choice with it, and the dude that's making it is adding more stuff to it all the time by the looks of things. The Gendarm shield's amazing. It's such a wonderful shield for the tank. Very, very powerful indeed. Especially when you pair it with Great Trango, the other invisible weapon. Oh yeah, Mr. Riflex, that's a good point, and you still can, you're right. I didn't need to swap everyone out as much as I did then. That's more habit, to be honest, now that I think about it. But no, you're right, you can still use items on reserve party members. Yeah, good point there. Hi guys, welcome to those who's joining us on live stream chat. I'm trying to get to 50,000 gil so that I can purchase my next cat ear hood accessory. I've already got one. Bash is now level 28. Okay, we've got 30 people watching on YouTube, so welcome guys, and 3 people watching on Twitch. What I need to start doing actually is posting my Twitch link all over YouTube so that people can at least find out more about it there. Okay, so we need to head back now to where that thing's just opened. Are you playing on PS4? Are you, Kyle? I usually do play with 4-speed in this game, actually. But for some reason, it doesn't seem to come well on stream very well. I don't know whether it's something to do with how the frame rates work with my bandwidth, but it goes jerky as a lot of the time. The thing with the invisible weapons is that could actually be a good point, Antonio, because, well, they're invisible for starters. It's in the name, isn't it? I'm just going to go and save. They don't have any models. The thing is, even if you don't get the invisible weapons because you don't want to cheat, at least the byproduct of them being in the game is that Square have made it easier in the Zodiac Age, haven't they, to get the previous ultimate weapons. For example, the Zodiac Spear. The downside to that is that it can only be equipped on certain jobs. So you can't have everyone with the Zodiac Spear. You can with the invisible weapons since they're jobless, so to speak. Oh, that must have taken a while, CMAS, especially because you wouldn't have had the 2 and 4 times speeds then, would you? As we have been spoilt with nowadays. I remember when I was playing on PS4, actually. I was playing all the way to Salika Wood, so even further than I've got to here, before realising I could change the speed from 2 to 4 on the fly, without having to go to the main menu. I knew you could toggle it on and off, but I didn't know you could actually change what speed it was set to. Hiya Adam, welcome mate. Good to see you tonight. I'm just reading your message, Elmer. You know what I think made them? Yeah, that's a good point, Elmer. That's a good point. Maybe. It just seems strange that they would invest time and resources into adding that, you know, or stopping that, I should say, but then still have the option of maximising your licence points in your guild, for example, which didn't exist on PS4. Yeah, you got to be careful with Cheat Engine. It can get a little bit buggy, can't it? I think the trick to it is just use it while you're trying to activate whatever you're trying to activate, such as 100% chest spawn or something. But then turn it off again straight after. Right, so this is the point now, I think, where we have to find the statues, isn't it? And then turn them around or something. Okay. More level hype. I'm guessing it's something we're never going to know, Elmer, to tell you the truth. Maybe they were just trolling us as players, see what we do about it. At the end of the day, though, if PC players want Seitengrat, then I'm pretty sure they're going to get Seitengrat. One way or another. Oh, yeah, I've not, off the top of my head, Kyle, done that myself. Got the chain that high. But I had heard that that was the maximum chain. So, I'm just happy they gave us a good port, to be honest. I'm hoping that Final Fantasy 15 will be a good port as well on PC. Let's just head around here. No, it's very true, Elmer. You can't, can you? My general trial mode usage early on is just to get license points more than anything. Then I'll generally use it to get Gil with the cat ear hood accessory equipped on all 6 characters. And then later on, obviously, I will use it then for items. You know, getting ribbons. It's still a bit of a chore, even with trial mode, having to get through 49 stages for each ribbon. But it's still the best option for that item. I think that's why we're seeing Final Fantasy VII Remake take so long. I think Square realised the backlash they would get if that game is messed up. Yeah, I can't imagine people being too happy with them if they don't get that right. Ally any, handkerchief. Oh yeah, that would be a messed up troll, yeah. Sorry guys, we were just messing around with Final Fantasy VII Remake. They'd be like, we just thought if you get excited for it, you might buy all our other games while you wait, but it's not really happening. Grab the ruby ring. Just check the items in this area as well. Yeah, I've heard that as well, Kyle. I've seen some videos as well, but I'm never sure when I'm watching videos on the remake whether it's like pre-rendered footage or actual gameplay footage. I haven't used Cheat Engine on this save file, but I didn't seem to have any problems when I tested it out earlier, Adam. What's happening then? Are you not able to access your license port or something? If you watch the video I posted on it, try posting a comment, seeing if anyone else has had that issue on that video. Because there was quite a few trying it out, so... Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about that either, Johan. I mean, I know that they're a business and they want to make money. But that does kind of, you know, have the awe of milking the project a little bit. Although they have said, I'm not sure how true this is going to be, probably take it with a pinch of salt. They have said that each episode will be as big as a full Final Fantasy game. But if that is true, let's just hope we don't get burned out on playing 3 full Final Fantasy VII type games. Alright, Adam, sorry I can't help you off the top of my head because I didn't have any problems. Right then, so we've got to... I can't remember which one we came down to. We need to face it to the centre. Did you make a backup of your save, Adam, just in case? Or does the game itself crash even before you've loaded a save or something? Yeah, I mean, I've still got no idea when the remake is coming out. I'm hoping we're going to hear about something to do with it maybe this year. They could surprise us. It could be coming out next year. Who knows? Oh, do you think you got it working, do you, Adam? Fantastic. It was interesting, actually, when I was making the video for how to get the Sight and Grat earlier on PC, I tested it all out before I was recording, and it all worked fine. And then when I thought I knew what I was doing, so I started recording the episode, and I just could not get the program to work. And after about 5 minutes, I realised I hadn't loaded Final Fantasy XII as a process into Cheat Engine. Yeah, somebody said as well that perhaps the game will be split, the episodes will be split if there's 3 episodes. Pretty much where discs were split on the original game. But that got me thinking, I don't think that will be the case. Because then the final episode would just be the last dungeon, which is pretty much all you get on disc 3. But we'll have to see, I guess. Right, there's also another chest in this place. That's a one-time spawn chest that we do want to get. Oh, I see, Adam. Yeah, I think the general idea with Cheat Engine is only have it running when you actually need it running. So I had it running when I was looting the Titan Grats, but then I turned it straight off once I'd finished looting them. I think that way you're just less likely to do anything that's going to cause crashes as you play. But hopefully PC players will be happy now. A lot of people were very sad when I made a video a few days back saying that you can't use the RNG manipulation technique on PC. That chest I was talking about, I think we've missed it. We need to go back for it. It is in this area, but a little bit further across. The south of us, actually. Just checking what we've got. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead. I can never remember off the top of my head if it matters. No, it doesn't. We can see traps, that's all that matters. So I was talking to myself then, working my way through this place. Oh yeah, it could be Elmer. Maybe the final part will be like 20 hours of cutscenes. The final episode. What I am hoping is that there'll be a lot more optional content in terms of, you know, gameplay, proper gameplay content. Final Fantasy VII had a fair amount of optional side quest content, but a lot of it wasn't really that fun. I know a lot of people won't like to hear me say that because I do love the game. But a lot of the side content, the mini games, were like based on arcade style gaming, but in the Final Fantasy VII engine, and they didn't really work. Snowboarding, you would do it as part of the story, but you wouldn't really want to do it all that much at the Gold Saucer. At least, you know, I'm talking about myself here more than anything. And the same with the submarine battle or the bike race. What I want to see in the remake is more side quest content that involves the actual game itself. More bosses, perhaps an arena, a little bit like the battle arena, but a bit more involved with more battles, more ways of improving your characters. In the original game, you had Ruby and Emerald weapons, and I'm sure they'll make a return. I look forward to battling against them in HD. But that was about it, really. Final Fantasy X, for example, you had all of the Dark Aeons. And then you had Penance, and then you had Nemesis. So you had quite a bit of content to get through. And those chests were nice. In Final Fantasy XII, you've obviously got all of the different hunts you can do. So hopefully they'll incorporate some of this into Final Fantasy VII in the remake. Hello, Synopsis. Oh, Zodiac, good luck with that. Zodiac can either be an easy fight or a very, very difficult fight. The trick with Zodiac is trying to make it a fast fight. The longer that fight goes on, the harder it is. Especially when it starts going immune at the end. It becomes very, very, very tricky. It's annoying. I do actually like Blitzball, I will be honest. I won't hunt you down, Mr. Reflex. You okay? I understand that a lot of people didn't like that minigame. But I did spend a lot of time with Blitzball. The two Final Fantasy minigames that weren't part of standard gameplay that I enjoyed were Blitzball from Final Fantasy X and the card game from Final Fantasy VIII. I wasn't a huge fan of the card game in Final Fantasy IX. But in Final Fantasy VIII, Triple Triad was a lot of fun. It was a bit annoying with the way the rules mixed around the regions. But the game itself, at its core, was actually quite addictive. Ah, Penella's level 31. She's just blitzing ahead of the rest of the team here. Hiya, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your name. Obmij. Obmij. I'm absolutely awful at pronouncing so many names in YouTube chat. I apologise, but thanks ever so much for that feedback. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that the guides have been helpful for you. It's my pleasure. Right, so we're getting to the next statue now. Just check for any hidden treasures over this place. And our next stone brave, which must be turned into the right direction. I have started playing Final Fantasy 4. Not 4, 14. I haven't played it for a few days. I think I got to about level 15. It's the first time I've really played it. I did play the original version before it became A Realm Reborn. But I was actually enjoying it, I've got to be honest, up to level 14 or so. So I might, when I get time, go back to that game and spend a little bit more time with it. Oh, that's good then. I won't try again if you don't mind, because I'll probably butcher it even worse. But yeah, thanks for that feedback. Yeah, to be honest, Kyle, I think that's one of the things I do like with Blitzball, is that you end up so overpowered once you've got your team set up. I used to like Brother as well, having Brother on my team. That's the one thing I do remember about that. And yeah, you're right, you are overpowered, but you do have to grind towards it. You do have to work a little bit towards it. Another treasure, pick that up. Just checking around for treasures before we move on here. I think that's about it. Yeah, it's a useless item, that is, Thomas. I think that's just Square trolling us again, quite frankly, with that weapon. Somebody mentioned earlier that Square are known for their trolling. Well, there's another example of it. Probably should have saved my game, actually, before this. Oh, thanks for the subscription. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Obmij. Right, so this is Venus Kerr. And I haven't actually set up my party. I went rushing in here having read chat without actually being prepared. Am I going on holiday this year? Yes, I am. I'm actually travelling up to Scotland because my sister is running a marathon in May. So my wife, myself, are taking the kids up. We're going to go and support her with that. And I think that's about all I've got planned in terms of holiday action for 2018. But I could end up going somewhere else. I usually get told where I'm going and I'll just kind of tag along, to be honest with you. Right, so we can use quickenings, but we're going to be slowed down on this particular fight. I mean, this is the one where the heavy armour is going to be problematic. So I'm just going to check what we've got in terms of armour here. So Advance should be fine. Mystic Armour and Light Armour are not a problem. Bash needs to be removed. So I think we'll bring Fran into the battle for this occasion. At least when we can get Bash out of it, that is. Oh, he's okay at the moment. Oh no, it's working okay. Oh, is Osmer in Final Fantasy 14 as well? Has he been in from the beginning? Or is he new? Osmer was a fun battle in Final Fantasy 9. I liked the way he actually broke the rules. His ATB bar didn't seem to matter. He would just attack whenever he darn well felt like it. Well, okay, there was rules that he did obey, but they were different rules than what other enemies would obey in that game. He would respond to your attacks. Every time you made a move, he would make a move. Which made things, you know, really quite interesting, didn't it? Do you get a lot of the proper Final Fantasy bosses then? In Final Fantasy 14? Don't think there's chests around here, but I'm just checking. Okay, Adam. Okay. And here we go, we've got the final statue. I never understand why it is in the Stilshrine of Miriam they actually bother to give you the map at this particular point. It's just Square being trolls again, isn't it? You've completed the whole dungeon. Well, you know, you've explored the vast majority of the dungeon, I should say. So here you can have the map now. Yeah, that's helpful. We're going clockwise or counter? Ah, Kefka too. Fantastic. Oh no, that is true, Seamus. Final Fantasy 12 isn't really a hard game. I mean, you can challenge yourself, I suppose, by, you know, not finding the good armours, the good weapons. Missing out on a lot of the optional content, the hunts and that are going to power up your teams. Oh, is that an official thing, is it, Alma, that Final Fantasy 14 is in the same world as Final Fantasy 12? That reminds me, actually. Final Fantasy X-2 kind of hinted that the Final Fantasy X games actually took place in the world of Final Fantasy VII. Now, I'm not sure if it was supposed to be on the same planet at a different point in time. But you had this character in Final Fantasy X and X-2 called Shinra. No, in X-2 only, called Shinra. It was a little kid that was really interested in technology and using the life force of the planet for purposes of technology. And so a lot of people believe that Final Fantasy X and X-2 are either in the distant past or the distant future of Final Fantasy VII. There's a lot that connects those games together. I can't remember it all off the top of my head, but I did find it really interesting when I did look into it. I'm pretty sure there was a cut. The cutscene's just down in this next section, isn't it? Just showing us we can access the final part now. I'd say it would be if you can play this in 4K on PC, because the PS4 doesn't support 4K. And the PS4, even on Pro, only goes up to 30 frames per second as well. Whereas the PC version can play in 60 frames per second. It's a stupid limitation. I'm pretty sure the console could handle it. I'm not sure why it's not there. 60 FPS. Yeah, I think you're right, Mr. Reflex. I think it is a separate planet, but set in the same universe. Right, let's head out and save our game. There we go. I'm just going to take a very brief break, guys. Nip to the loo. Won't be a moment. Alright guys, I'm back. So we do have another boss fight coming up. Love to spooch. Sorry for asking this, but if you... Okay, well that depends on what your primary jobs are. I've got my Bushi. Bushi and Knight is actually a fantastic combination. So if you've got a Knight, love to spooch, then Bushi is a good choice to go with that. And Ulan Time Battle Mage. There's quite a few good combinations. The best thing to do is check out on Reddit. But I think on both of my playthroughs, I've gone for Knight and Bushi combo, and that's worked out very well. Right, what I was looking at is the fact that we've got a boss fight coming up. And I think we're just going to unleash a nice quickening attack more than anything. So I'm just going to see how many mischarges we've got. Bash could do with another one, and so could Varn. Let's see if that's going to be something I can learn quickly here. Okay, so 125 will give him health. Accessible. And we'll just check on his other board. So 100 seems pointless. We'll go for 125. And we can give him that extra health as well now. Okay, CMAS. So they've got a few of the same boss fights. But that's more just keeping Final Fantasy, I guess, isn't it? Than anything else. And who was the other one? Bash. Oh, he's not got... Where? Oh, what the... Where the heck are all his license points? Oh, of course, yeah, he's using the cat ear hood, so he's getting Gil instead. That's fine then. Just going to go and save to replenish the mischarge. Or touch the save crystal. And then we'll make our move down. I haven't been spending it for a while actually, Kyle. Probably since 2 or 3 hours of gameplay. I haven't really spent any license points. That said, license points are very, very easy to get. Especially if you go through trial mode a few times. You know, the first 10-20 stages. And with the golden amulet, or I think they're called golden amulets, I'll just check. Yeah, golden amulet, of which I've got 3 of them. You'll get even more license points as well. Oh, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, it depends on what your primary jobs are, love to spooch. So this is where it gets interesting. It's been a fun dungeon crawl this evening, actually. Thanks, Final Heart. Welcome, by the way. Yeah, and hello to those that have just joined us recently over the last few minutes or so. It's good to have you. We've just been making our way through the Stilshrine of Miriam. And we're about to gain access, I hope, to the final boss of the dungeon. We just need to make our way there first. And we'll just get rid of that stupid Dawn Shard again. I'm not going to worry too much about the cat ear hood for now, since we've got this fight coming up. And it is a bit of a challenging one. If we can guard against ice attacks, then that will be fairly useful. So I'll have a look what shields we've got. If we've got ice shields or something. Tourmaline ring. Yeah. Okay, we'll start with this. Let me just see what shields we have got. Ice shield. We have got ice shield. But I'm not going to worry about it because he's got the tourmaline ring. And who else are we using? Penello. Can she equip a tourmaline ring? Yes, she can. And Varn. Okay, that's pretty good stuff. Oh, that's good to hear then, Final Hearts. And hello, Captain Bash. Welcome to the stream. I don't really need to save, but I will just for the sake of it. We did just save, though, a moment ago. I've got this kind of habit when I play games. If I see a save point, I have to use a save point. And this can be a tricky fight, so it doesn't hurt to just be on the safe side of things. In case we need to go ahead and just readjust a few things should we get absolutely obliterated here. Which I'm hoping won't be the case, but you never know. Okay. Foe Breaker and Machinist go well together. Yeah, White Mage and Archer isn't too bad. Archers go well with Red Battle Mage, which is what I've done because of the Burning Bow. So the burning bow actually increases the damage of fire spells, which is fairly helpful. Although it should be pointed out that the fiery arrows don't add any extra damage to the burning bow. So just a bit of a tidbit of information for you guys. I'm good, thanks, Captain. Just a little bit tired now. It's just coming up to about 11 o'clock here in the UK, so I'll probably be looking at calling things quits once we've gone ahead and made our way through this section of the dungeon. Right, so what I'm going to start by doing is unleashing a quickening chain once the adds have spawned here. And they have. And we want to try and get as many in this as possible. I guess we can just hit Mateus, actually. Since Mateus is kind of central to the whole thing. If we can open with a nice bit of damage and get rid of the adds, that'll be a big bonus to getting on with this fight and to making it quite a smooth going. But we're going to have to get a fairly high chain, so we are at the mercy of the quickening RNG, depending on how many mischarges we get, etc. Straight away, that's not a good start, having to shuffle at the beginning. See a mischarge, pick a mischarge is my philosophy when it comes to quickenings. There's probably a better way at doing them, but I did manage to get the black hole concurrence on PS4. Yeah, I should be streaming tomorrow as well, Adam. Probably will be about half 2, sorry, in the afternoon UK time. For definite. I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow evening, unfortunately, because I am out and about. Yeah, let's have a nice 3-star or 3-tick mist. Didn't get it very high, but oh, that's no worries at all. Love the spooch. Happy to help. Right, so the adds are down. It's a good start. And look at that, a nice 45% of the health of the boss over with. So we'll get Bash back into tanking mode here. And we'll be taking half damage from the ice attacks. Alright, Adam. Yeah, no worries. Oh, that was nice. Those tourmaline rings are a massive help against this boss. We hardly took like any damage at all. I think those adds can come back though, so let's hopefully get this fight over with sooner rather than later. Come on, come on, come on, come on. If this goes down now, it was easier than I expected it to be. Yeah, it's done. Good night, Adam. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Yeah, thanks, Elmer. I've been back long enough to take care of Mateus now. And next expert is accomplished, collected, defeated, whatever you want to call it. So we'll go ahead and see who to give this to before we finish off for the evening. In fact, off the top of my head, Mateus you always give to your knight character, don't you? Since it just unlocks so much in the way of white healing spells for the knight. Go ahead and grab the treasures. There we go. So Balthea is going to be taking our next Esper, even though he's already got the first as well, actually. But the reason for that is the Knight class here. Let me just show you. Gets Curagar, Regen, Cleanse, and Asuna. Cleanse, rather, and Asuna. Having learned Mateus. And you can unlock some bits and bobs with the other classes as well. But nothing really that exciting, so we'll go ahead and learn both of those spells. Right. Let's move on ahead, shall we? Oh yeah, I forgot about that rejuvenation trap. It's like one of the rare few positive traps in the game. Oh yeah, Victorino. Yeah, we are getting close to finishing up for the evening, but we'll get through the cutscenes first. Yeah, Berserk is a useful spell, actually, in Final Fantasy XII. Okay, you can't do anything with the character, but the extra damage you get from it on a pure damage-dealing character is extraordinarily useful.
You should try it on the Dawn Shard.
Captain Bush, as far as I'm aware, you can't.
What?
He just may be onto something.
Well, maybe you can, but
The Dawn Shard
you don't get
used to
sight and
us,
grat or
after
anything
all.
in the original Final Fantasy XII. So I don't know if it's been tried for some of the other treasure chests.
The stone bleeds mist.
It has been roused. It fears the sword.
Don't forget, guys, for those interested, I will be hopefully live streaming Secret of Mana on Thursday, which is a remastered version of the game that was originally released on the SNES. It's a Japanese role-playing game.
The stone
Very,
is
very
quiet.
similar to old school Final Fantasy, so I'm looking forward to playing it. I've never played it
This is
before.
the sword, the Nethicite destroyer.
Hopefully you guys can come and join me as we
Should
do.
find his mark.
Vaughn. Tell me, did you see him again?
I didn't. Not a thing. Not even my brother. Not anything.
And there's our official Sword of Kings, even though we can have this item quite early on thanks to trial mode, having been able to steal it from Belias at stage 10. And now we need to actually make our way back to Mount Armistice, but there's a few cutscenes along the way. So the next time we get to a save crystal is when I'll be saying goodnight to everyone. And I think I'll just use the blue one, even though we need to use the teleporter that's just up north. Guess we can get a few more enemies just for the level hype. And we're starting to hit our 30s now, which is nice to see. I haven't done any level grinding whatsoever on this playthrough. Oh, okay, Mr. Reflex. What strategy did I use on the PS4 playthrough? I used Dark Energy, didn't I? No, I'll definitely make a video on that, Mr. Reflex. Thanks for the tip. I'll try it out. I might have to find the PS4 version since I can access it. It just means having to play through to Trial Stage Mode 100 again. But yeah, I probably will do that. There's the place... There's a couple of places, but I can't think what they're called off the top of my head, Captain Barsh. I mean, the auto-leveling trick is something you can still do on the original game with the flans in the Lusu mines. If you want to leave your game on overnight or whatever, you should get quite a few levels from doing that. You can technically get to 99 from it, in fact. But... Alright then, folks, well, I've been going for just over an hour and a half now tonight, so I am going to go and just chill out for a bit, I think, put some Netflix on. I'm watching a programme at the moment called Altered Carbon. I'm 2 episodes in, and it's quite interesting, actually, so far. So I might go and put the next episode on before I head upstairs to bed. So, thanks for stopping by for the stream tonight. I should be back tomorrow, but it will only be in the day, so I don't expect there'll be many of us on then. And then I should be back on Wednesday night. And then, you know, for the rest of the week as well, hopefully. But yeah, thanks for stopping by today, folks. Hi, Jane. We're just finishing up, actually. So I've gone ahead and saved. I think I'm safe to come out of the game now. Yeah, thanks, Elmer. I hope you all have a pleasant evening. And I'll see you all soon for some more Final Fantasy XII. And whatever else we decide to do on the live stream. Take care. Goodbye.